me fucking sick. Hold on, I'm trying to find something to keep us up. All right, here we go. We got to cut that part out. Anywho. that part, like, that part can't go on YouTube. I'm fucking crying. Not the pastor's nip slipping. Jesus Christ. Sorry, y'all. Jesus. All right, now let's get back to what I was saying. My bad. Oh, Lord. Now, how that look in church? You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. Sorry, y'all. Let's get back to it. I'm sorry, that shit cracks me the fuck up. Just think about them being like, Sister OG had a whole nip slip on production today. Jesus Christ. Sister OG, she had a whole slip of the nipples on production today at church. Lord have mercy. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's talk about the physical. Oh my goodness, that shit just cracked me up. just imagine that all up in the ethers, what they talking about up there, talking about, look at her down there. Okay. So the fact that I'm fucking crying. Expansion, discernment, and alignment are all spiritual. Priority, sacrifice, and motivation are all physical. Okay. Now, the part that gets me is these are like key checkpoints, if you want me to be honest. Okay. PEMDAS is the beginning, motivation is the middle, and then sacrifice is the end. Okay. So physically would be, I'll say, we're going to just compare this to masculine energy. Okay. I know God probably be like, Lord, my child. All right. Y'all heard that? I know God be like, Lord, my child. I know God. I know. So thank you. All right. So basically, with the physical ones being priority, motivation, and sacrifice, right? Those are physical things. Those are key checkpoints through the whole system. So if priorities is the first thing, that physically means that what do you see as a priority? Okay. And then you get down to motivation. See, people think motivation is only like a mental thing. There's a physical like action that you have to put in to motivate yourself to do things. Whether that you sing, you talk, you write, you run, you physically do something, like, you know, whatever you do, there's a physical, like, action oriented thing you have to do to motivate yourself to complete some type of mission or just something. You got to complete something. That is a physical thing. See, people take motivation as a spiritual. So basically if people take motivation as a spiritual thing and they have a time of, you know, just having regular human experience where their emotions are very low, where they feel sad or they feel upset or they feel frustrated, that normally takes them from a very motivated place. But if you looked at motivation and a physical thing, that means that as you are going through certain emotions and certain times, you normally don't let it throw you off to keep you from your goal. Because there's something physically motivating you. Whether that you change your clothes, you change your schedule, you change your food. Like you physically did something to keep you motivated on that path. Okay? Right. And then, so I'm going to use this example of like how you guys are wanting to be more happier. There is a physical action oriented, that type of thing that you did. Like you did a physical thing to maneuver people and places and things around you so you can always remain at a very happy state. Peaceful. We'll say peaceful because not everybody's happy all the time. But happiness became your goal. So if happiness became your goal, there's a physical representation of motivation for you every single day that you will not betray yourself to be unhappy or not at peace. Okay? Then you get down to the last point of sacrifice. So, example, you know your priorities, you see what you see, you realize what you deem as a priority, you realize what the physical representation of motivation that you have, that you need, that you cherish, that you see as a priority, that shows you what you need to sacrifice. That's a big thing of the sacrificing. Because the issue with people when they say sacrifice, the first thing that they think of is that I gotta take you out before you take me out. Well, I gotta put you up for something before it gets me. Well, for my benefit, I'll put you on the chopping block before put me on the chopping block. I'm so done with you, Bree. That's a key thing right there with sacrificing, right? So why do I say that expansion, alignment, and discernment are all spiritual, right? So people normally try to expand from a physical aspect, and it normally puts them at a roadblock. And when people try to expand from a physical aspect and it puts them at a roadblock, that's normally how they get themselves into things that they don't see as a priority. When people expand from a physical aspect, they normally do things by any means. They do anything by any means. So if your spirit doesn't hold the spiritual capacity of what you're trying to expand to, you see how you morally do things against yourself. And people still have not gotten to that point, and now I think we're starting to understand that. That's why there's so much of like, by any means, dog eat dog type of energy, and that's not called for. But see, that comes from a place of people trying to expand from a physical aspect. You know that people always be like, oh my God, it's magic. Is it magic or is it alignment? You see what I'm saying? Were you lucky or were you just aligned to it? You see what I'm saying? Are you lucky or are you just blessed? You see what I'm saying? That's something really big for people to kind of put those puzzle pieces together right now. Because the way the world is now, like migrating or maneuvering around each other, there's this big gap in the middle of water, of emotions. And people are trying to swim through these emotions, and they're trying to swim through it, trying to use different, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to use different swimming tactics that aren't working. Like your backhand stroking when you should be front hand stroking. You should be doggy pedaling when you get closer to shore. There's a lot of backward shit. Like, why are you backward stroking in the deep of the sea? Bitch, you need to be underwater, flapping the feet in the thing, deep diving, doing something like that. So then, why discernment is spiritual? Discernment is spiritual because that is the sixth sense that God gave you. That is why discernment comes after motivation. So as you are being physically motivated to do things, you have the spiritual discernment on what you actually need to continue on and what you need to stop on. So therefore, motivating you to keep negative people out your way, right? You would use your discernment when you are entering environments and with people that, there might be some negative energy here. So therefore, I'm going to just go ahead and exit the situation. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. Thank you. And then for alignment to be on the thing too, discernment keeps you aligned. Let me say it again. Discernment keeps you aligned. Discernment keeps you aligned. Write that down. My discernment keeps me in alignment. That's an affirmation everybody might want to just start saying. My discernment keeps me aligned. That's a very strong affirmation right there. Because when you put that out into the universe, that's telling the universe, hey, I trust what I feel. And if I trust what I feel, that means I will always remain on the right path. And if I always remain on the right path, I shall not sacrifice anything that I don't have to sacrifice nothing. I shall not sacrifice nothing. My discernment keeps me aligned. That's going to change all day. I hear God saying that type of affirmation, that's going to change your day. That's shit like that get me excited. That's going to change your day. You start saying things like my discernment, it keeps me aligned. So at the very moment you feel that you are in alignment, no, priority sacrifice and motivation is physical. Expansion, discernment, and alignment are spiritual. That is very important. You're fine. I just want to make sure everybody's up to speed. That's very important to understand. My discernment keeps me aligned. At the very moment you know you are not trusting in your discernment, you know you are not in alignment. You see how these acronyms and these things are helping you to find back to be calibrated quicker? See, the issue that a lot of you guys have had over the course of however many years you've been alive and however many years after 18, you realize that it takes you too long to get back to alignment. See, is this going to be on YouTube? Yeah, I'm going to figure out how to put it on YouTube, though, because we had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunctioning. We had a wardrobe malfunction earlier, so we gonna work that out. I gotta figure out how to do what I need to do on here, you know what I'm saying? But once I do, it'll be on YouTube. It might be part 1 and part 2. Oh, shit. Child. Shorty said, hello, I'm here. I'm like, ma'am, we are having church. Jesus. But the issue that God is saying is the fact of that it's taking you guys too long to get back into alignment. There's been this delay in calibrating. And y'all remember we brought that word up about calibrating or calibrated or something of that. I remember we brought that up, you know? We brought up the word calibrated the other day. We looked up the definition of what calibrated means. And God got that coming back up to me because, you know, like cars have to stay in alignment. When a car is off alignment, you know what I'm saying? The car be veering off and shit like that. So it has to stay in alignment. That's what God keeps saying about you guys being calibrated. You see what I'm saying? And there's been this like malfunctioning in the calibration when you guys are trying to find your way back to alignment. And see, the malfunctioning isn't the issue. It's the calibrating that's the issue. And see, when you take too long to calibrate, the problem starts to get a little bit more serious. It's no longer just a malfunction. It now becomes a whole issue, a problem. And see, where we're having a lot of like inner issues is that things are malfunctions where they could be corrected and they're going from malfunctions to complete problems. We can't have that anymore. We can't have that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that anymore. That's literally like, it can't happen. Okay? Now, a malfunction is not a problem. You are not 100% perfect. And it's funny that even happened on camera, okay? Because I felt like that's a part of it, to always stay calibrated. Malfunctions happen. And it's funny, it happened right when the fucking thing paused. Malfunctions happen. There's this sense of understanding where you need to calibrate and get it together. At the very moment you feel wind is at the very moment you need to fix it. You know, we get a little bit done something with the car start making noise. We be like, oh, it's all right. Or the light come on. We be like, oh, it's all right. It's just a little light or whatever. It'll go off. No. We can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. It's not going to work. There's too much emotions in our world. There's too much water happening. Another thing that's going to be coming up is with the water, yeah, be like, I know my car. Yeah, no. You can't do that. Another thing with the water is that there's going to be like there's going to be a couple more floods. And there's going to be like a flood of like industries. So like, you know how a flood come and like wash out all these, wash out everything in the city? There's going to be floods of industries. I'm not really sure exactly what that means. But I just hear God say it's going to be floods in industries. So I'm going to take that as a wipeout in industries. Okay. Now, I remember telling them earlier this year that there was a lot of room being made in different industries through different ways. Now, I'm not going to speak on death, but that is one of the ways that it shall happen. Okay. There has to be this clearing that has to happen. And God just keeps saying flood of industries. There's this flood of industries, a complete wipeout. Okay? And now, I don't need to bring her up, but I keep hearing Hurricane Katrina. I just heard Hurricane Katrina. And if you remember Hurricane Katrina, she wiped this motherfucker out. She wiped that motherfucker out. Okay? Now, I remember that. Hurricane Katrina is a hurricane we never forgot. It's people still that hasn't recovered from that. Okay? We still have not reached, like, there are places that, you know what I'm saying, like, we never forgot about that. We never recovered from that. That ain't never stopped. It was very devastating. Yes, thank you. Very devastating. It was very, there's still, it's still, think about all the people that it pushed out. They had to go to Texas. They had to go to Mississippi. They had to go to Alabama. I'm trying to tell you. Just how I just had to clear my throat, that's exactly how I feel like that shit's happening. There's a clearing of industries. And I'm not sure how that shit's gonna go. Okay? And I don't think it's none of my business. I don't think it's none of my business. I don't think it's none of my business. But I'm telling y'all, it's clearing of industries that are happening. That's worldwide. That's over every industry, every department, everybody. This is a PSA. You know when there's reporting news that comes on, it's like dun dun dun. Like y'all know how the news do that? I hear that in my head. Y'all know when the news do that, like they do that little like that sound before it have like an emergency message or some shit, or like a tornado or some shit. I just heard that in my head. That sound, dun dun doo, whatever that little sound is that they have on the TV. That's what I hear in my head. Hold on. Oh shit, Jesus. Oh. Ooh. You know what else industry needs to be careful? The truckers. The truckers. And you know how I know? Because I had left my well, no, this ain't about the truckers. This is about the industry I was just talking about. I had left my it was a deck that I had got last year. Ooh shit. It was a deck that I had got last year, right? And it was a deck that I had got last year and I left it. And I was like, I had told my homegirl, I said, hey, look, I left one of my tarot decks or whatever, just throw it in the trash. And she was like, throw it in the trash? I was like, yeah, throw it in the trash. They was like, throw it away. And it's funny because I found the box that I had from that tarot deck. I found it under the couch or whatever, right? So I was like, damn, you know what? I'm going to just throw the box away. And someone was like, no, just keep it. But then my first instinct was to throw it away. There's this thing of like, no, it has to be thrown away. There are things that are being wiped out in our world that have to be thrown away. Disposed. They have to be disposed of, or whatever the fuck it's called. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. I remember singing that in Leo season. That competition energy. There's this thing of competition. You know who's going to be competing with each other? Oh, shit. Different countries. There's about to be a competition between countries because of the fact that there's so many opinions being fucking formulated around this motherfucker. There's a lot of opinions being formulated, which is causing a lot of competition. And you know, Leo is the sister sign of Aquarius. And the star keeps coming up. The Aquarius, that keeps coming up. Something tells me Sagittarius season has heavy Aquarius energy. And if it has heavy Aquarius energy, that means it has heavy Uranus energy. And if it has heavy Uranus energy, that means it has heavy dynamic change. Literally, unexpected changes. Like, let me get the words. sudden changes, tensions, innovations, divinations, knowledge, news. As I told you, I hear that little thing, the little sound that the news make. Could that be why we should prepare to avoid becoming discombobulated? I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Ooh, look at that. Page of Cups. Oh, shit. Page of Cups in the world. There is an ascension going on. Jesus Christ. There is an ascension going on. Jesus Christ. Y'all know that song? Look, Ten of Swords. Y'all remember the song? What's the song with the Wayne brothers? We're brothers. We're happy and we're we're happy and we're colored. Give me a high five. That's what I hear in my head when I see these hands right here. That's what it gives me. Brotherly love, sisterly love, soul love, more like just that type of love. That love is very important. I was texting the group chat today and I was telling them, I said, yo, why did I drive by a dead deer? Literally. And not yesterday's live, but I think the day before's live. We had got the deer card, which was love. And then today I see a dead deer. They trying to take love out this world because, you know, love is really the everything. And love is more than an action. Love is in everything. And I'm trying to tell you, they trying to take it out. And that's what this energy is. That's where Uranus, thank you, Spirit. That's what Uranus is happening because, see, Uranus is in Taurus right now. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love. They're trying to take love out of this. Venus is in Scorpio. So Venus being in Scorpio is having all this rebirth and it's having all this like death and things and like all these changes and this corruption and stuff like that. But when Venus goes into Sagittarius next week, because I'm telling y'all, Sagittarius brings opportunities, but with opportunities comes what? Opportunist. They're trying to take love out of everything. They're trying to take love out of it. Let me say it again. They're trying to take love out of it. Thank you. Damn. Hold on. Oh, shit. Too much shit going on. Oh, look at this. They're trying to take, you know, and somebody be like, oh, you put your foot in that. They're trying to take the love out of things. Look at that, King of Wands. The passion. They're trying to take it out. The feminine energy has gone through enough of the battle. That's why there's about to be a flood of shit in industries because them industries didn't have no love in them. You see how he's transferring his energy from his hand into the plants? Remember I told y'all about the hands? It's still on. Mm-hmm. The King of Swords in reverse. Manipulation and conceit. Showing off your intelligence can indicate a rigidness in thinking, tendencies to over-control, irrationality, being cold and calculating. Then you got Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It says, focusing solely on wealth, workaholic tendencies, being selfish and cold, laziness, taking harmful shortcuts, stagnation, or feeling stuck, being overly conventional. These together is what's taking the love out of things. Because the Queen of Wands is the passion, the drive of the feminine energy. That's why that's why like anything that could heal you in like a loving way, they're trying to deem it as illegal. Supplements, like just anything healing. Anything that you find healing, they're trying to take out of it. It's funny how the King and the Queen of Wands are here. That's another pair. The other day we got that. It was a pair. Any type of thing that you would have love towards, any healing, anything of that, they're trying to ban it. Sea moss, that's something that grows, you know what I'm saying, in the water. It grows in the water. Don't it grow in the water? Don't they find that in the water? It don't grow off the ground, dude. I don't think it do. But either way it goes. They're trying to take the love out of everything. God keeps saying they're trying to take the love out of it. And by love, they're trying to take the healing energy out of it. And that is a huge issue that we're having right now. That's why you think like it was all cool and handy dandy just 2 months ago when we was all on sea moss and chlorophyll and when we was taking all these supplements. Then all of a sudden, the girlies started to get into herbal medicine and holistic healing. And then it was like, oh, no. These are illegal. Oh, no, these are not FDA approved. They're trying to take the love out of things. See, the Queen of Wands, upright, she's creative, she's passionate, she's determined, she's confident. She's joy, she's bold, she has bold expressions, helping others as you build your own queendom, power. That's one thing that a king of swords in reverse would despise. He would despise somebody that's in their power of helping others as you build your own empire. There's this energy of that people are not, they don't want you to help as you create your, like, I remember I told people, I said, this is really not about y'all no more. This not about us. Like, it's about us, but it's not about us. This is really for you to set the standard, set the point for those after you. This ain't about you. You gonna experience it. That you already done peeped that. This ain't about you. This is about them after you. This is a generational thing. There's this thing where they've already like they've given up on this generation. They've given up on us. So they don't give a fuck what we do. They don't care. They're trying to make it to where those after you will go back into the cycle of feeling powerless. And y'all remember the other day when I was telling y'all that I kept seeing those cows? They were getting branded, and them getting branded was a sense of like a legacy. I was seeing all those cultures like do their like their unity and their traditions and stuff like that. That was in the sense of becoming whole, coming together, welcoming. That's where there's a lot of like differences. I'm gonna be very interested into seeing how this next election goes with the presidents. I'm going to be very interested to see how this next election goes with presidents. The wheel is turning. And not only is it turning, it's turning in the way that God wants it to. Because God provides your necessities, not the government. And it's funny how it's a woman here. And you know, I never noticed she had dice around her neck. I've never noticed she had dice around her neck. I've never noticed that she had dice around her neck. Roll the dice. You know, it was this live that I did last year. And look at this, death and rebirth, like I told y'all about Scorpio season. It was this live that I did last year, and I remember I was like, if I roll the dice on myself, this was like when I had like first like quit my job or whatever. Like I had first made the decision that I was gonna quit, whatever. And I remember I had went to dinner with my dad and my sister and like my dad's girlfriend or whatever. And you know, I was telling them, you know, I was like, you know, yeah, I don't really know, but I'm not really happy with my job. But this is before people really knew what I was about to do with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even fucking know. I just knew that it wasn't going to be this, right? And I remember I came home. I was tipsy as shit. Like, I was tipsy as fuck. And I came home and I was, I had, like, got on here. And it was, like, the first time that I had, like, actually, like, did cards, like, on my actual page. Because I was doing it on my business page. Because I really wasn't sure how people were going to take it at first. Because it's just, like, girl, what the fuck you doing? And it's just like, mind your business, okay? All right? I'm not that type of bitch. Trust me, the demon, the devil has not taken over me. I'm just simply doing what the Lord told me to do, and that he told me to go get these cards, and he told me to shuffle, he told me to read, he told me to preach and teach. So I'm going to do as I'm told. So I remember the first day, like the first night I was drunk. I was drunk as shit. And damn, I wish I had this live too, but I remember I did the live. And I was like, if I roll the dice on myself, I bet you I'm a hit. They argue. I'm so nosy. I'm sorry. I'm so nosy. And I was like, if I roll the dice on myself, I bet you I'm a hit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, I think I'm a hit. Like, I think I'm gonna go big. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's this like lottery, or there is this like, there's this plan, right? There's this plan that I feel like is marinating in a lot of you guys' head about what you seek and what you want to do. Okay? And I feel that there is this energy that we are going into because they're trying to take the love out of everything. That's the collective message. We got that part, okay? And I think since that's the collective energy, I feel like individually, as we have talked about, PEMDAS, there is this dice rolling scenario, situation, plan, plot, whatever, that you have in your head, in your heart, that you need to go ahead and roll the dice on. Because it's literally now or never. There's this energy of like now or never. Because it's not going to get any easier. I want y'all to understand that. The world is not going to get any easier. There's going to be a flood of industries. And since there's a flood of industries, that means there's a flood of opportunities. And if there's a flood of opportunities, that means there's a place for you in it. People are going to be wiped out in every single way you think that they can be wiped out. I call spades spades. And you know what's so crazy? I don't know about anybody else, But I've been getting really called to get a tattoo. And this tattoo is something I've been saying I want for a while. And I've been very hesitant on where I wanted to get the tattoo. But I keep seeing the placement of the tattoo I want all over my TikTok feed. And I'm telling you, I think I'm going to go ahead and get it. Thank you. There is a dice rolling idea in your heart that you need to just go ahead and do it. Okay? You need to start now because the world is not about to get any easier. Y'all need to... Hood Healer got, look, 3 of Swords. And the Hangman. It's not getting any easier. This is where the flood is about to happen. The flood is to help heal this, the heart. To bring you into this enlightenment. But this ain't just about you. This is something globally that's happening. Countries are about to start competing with each other. The biggest competition is about to happen is look, the Fool, new beginnings. This is what's about to happen. 5 of Wands, chaos. Let me tell you what's about to happen. We, as the United States of the fucking America, are about to get extremely big-headed, as we've done decades and decades and centuries and generations ago. Okay? But see, the difference between that time and this time is there's too much information that people know. There's not a lot of things that they can hide. We know what's going on. We're figuring things out. We're putting the dots together. We understand this is not a coinky-ding. There's too much going on. With that comes people that want to seek revenge. There are countries that want to seek revenge on other countries. There are countries and governments that want to seek revenge out of their ancestors. We are literally going to be caught in the windfire. That is the biggest issue that we're having right now. We will be caught in the windfire. Because so-and-so want to take up for their bloodline from 8 centuries ago. That's a very deadly thing. So when I channel that, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. I'm not sure when Lilith goes into Leo, but that seems to be coming up real strong. We can't take ownership where we fucked up at. We can't do it. It's just something we can't do. I don't know. We got too much pride. And that's Lilith and Leo, that's a deadly thing of Leo, is they got too much pride. Look, this is the energy that everybody needs to individually be in. The 6th sense, Libra. It's funny how the high priestess is behind justice, which the high priest of the discernment. This gives me the spirituals. Spirituals or physicals? Priorities, motivation, sacrifice. That's what creates the whole PEMDAS. I thought this would be spiritual because, the high priestess is here and they said, no, it's physical. This is physical. Libra, the high priestess, I'm not sure what the high priestess is. I don't know if that's Taurus or not, but whatever. Balance, intuition, reciprocity. This is all physical. That's physical. And it's funny how I explained it earlier about motivation can be seen as spiritual, but in reality it's physical. And that's the first thing I thought was that the high priestess would be spiritual. And they would say, see, and that's the misinterpretation of what you guys are seeing. You're seeing things from a sense of that if it's all in the third eye, then it's all considered spiritual. But see, where you lack that understanding is where we're having this issue. Instead of us being motivated to be a better world, we're motivated to see who's more powerful. So that makes sense of why motivation has to be spiritual, because if we were spiritually motivating each other, we wouldn't be having these issues. If we were spiritually motivating each other, we wouldn't be having these issues. If motivation was a physical action-oriented thing, we wouldn't be having all these issues. That seems to be a very key thing that I keep hearing. We wouldn't have these issues, but we do. Something with Lilith and Leo. I don't know when Lilith goes into Leo. I'm not sure if I'm really just ahead of the game, because I remember when Lilith went into Cancer, I was really ahead of the game at that point when I was trying to tell people about the emotional manipulation. So I could just be ahead of the game, because this is exactly what I was talking about in that video that I was telling y'all last year about rolling the dice. And I was bringing up Lilith earlier this year, December, January, February. Well, last year, but whatever. Lilith and Leo has a very, very, very dark turn. Pride. What's that song by J. Cole? Pride is the devil. I hear that song by J. Cole. Pride is the devil. Do y'all see how emotional manipulation has corrupted our world? Lilith been in Cancer has really highlighted where people have been using false emotions, emotional manipulation, manipulation on the nurturing. I feel like I'm just really ahead right now. I feel like I'm really ahead right now. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. I feel like I'm really ahead right now. And I want to dissect it more, and I feel like there's nothing more for me to dissect. I think that's what y'all need to know. And you need to start now. You need to just I don't know. You gotta start now. And I know for a fact that y'all got that dice rolling fucking idea in y'all head. Y'all just need to start now. Something about that. I just feel like I'm really ahead right now. I'm really ahead. And this is exactly how I felt when the Lilith was in Cancer. For real. This is exactly how I felt when Lilith hit Cancer. I felt like I was really ahead of I'm they're gonna be emotionally manipulating y'all and all this shit. And everybody was just kind of and then boom, here we go. And it's just oh shit. I didn't think, when I was talking about it, I didn't really know too much about Lilith. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too familiar about Lilith. I had known Lilith based off of the interpretations that God gave me. You know what I'm saying? About who Lilith was in the Bible, and why don't we talk about Lilith and who Lilith really was? Because if you want me to be honest, Lilith is the other side of Eve. And a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to call a spade a spade. See, 6 of Wands. A lot of people don't want to call a spade, but Lilith is the other side of Eve. You know how women really are two people. You know what I'm saying? All women have a light and a dark side of them. That's just feminine nature. That's just a woman's nature. That's the moon. That's that illusions and intuition type of thing of the moon. Lilith is the moon. Lilith is the dark side of the moon. And I'm telling you, she's the other side of fucking Eve. So if Eve was all, oh yeah, handy zancy, sparkles and glitter, Lilith comes through on the dark feminine energy. And that's what we've been seeing. That's why everybody, ooh, my nose is itching. That's why everybody's waking up to the maternal energy that they no longer rock with their mother. That maternal wound, that's why the maternal wound has been at an all-time high. So you can heal what true love is. So when Lilith goes into Leo, your pride won't keep you from loving situations. Thank you. Thank you. Now that makes sense. Now that makes sense. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Now that makes sense. Now that makes sense. Because all this other shit, I just feel like I'm over here just channeling. And that's cool. But I need to get down to nitty-gritty. That makes sense. That makes sense. While Lilith has been Cancer, the whole thing about Lilith being in Cancer was about for people to understand how people were manipulating what home was, manipulating what family was, manipulating what maternal energy love was. That makes sense. Because people were preying on your emotions for you to feel that love was one way and it was not. People were preying on your innocence, you know what I'm saying, in a sense of for them to be more powerful, for them to be more solid. Because see, the other half, and that's why that energy of Aquarius kept coming up, because Lilith when Lilith goes into Leo, there's the opposite energy of Aquarius. And I was telling one of my clients the other day, they was like, so basically, do we always use the sister sign of the sign, whatever? And I was like, honestly, yeah, that's how you survive. So like example, we in Scorpio season, but the best way to deal with any type of Scorpio energy is to be in Taurus energy, earthly energy, grounded energy, hardworking. What would Jesus do? Loving energy. So when we move into this Lilith and Leo, that's where that Aquarius energy is going to come up. So I don't know when we move into Lilith and Leo, but Aquarius energy keeps coming up. And I feel like it keeps coming up because we're going to be in such strong Leo energy. See, the impact that we don't realize that Lilith has is Lilith has such a strong impact on our world. It's crazy. Look at the manipulation around households. Look at what's been revealed, where if home is where the heart is, look how far away from the heart you have been. That's a key point to understand. Try 12 a.m. and try 12 p.m. I don't know. Somebody told me that. Just try midnight and try noon. I don't fucking know. But I think you probably need to know for the degrees, but I don't know if you need to know for the places. So I don't know. If you can't find the exact time, I don't know. Use that. We'll see. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that shit, the impact of Lilith is stronger than we've ever had before. And it was even stronger during this season because Lilith is the dark energy of the moon. Cancer rules the moon. That's why the illusions have been broken so much to where it's like epiphany. That's why the intuition has been coming like, hey, sixth sense. Think. What is this? How do you feel? What is this? Knowing all these questions. You've literally had your own questionnaire about how you emotionally feel about things. And that came from that Capricorn energy of you actually being more serious, being more assertive, being more strategic. You know what I'm saying? Literally every single night, there's some type of epiphany that is happening for you to wake up on the manipulation on what the home is. And the biggest illusion that's been broken is the fact of that you can't build your own home. That's a universal illusion that's been placed on our world, is that we cannot build our own home. That is a universal illusion that we have been fighting. We cannot build our own home. Look at the difference between these two. The universal illusion is that we can't build our own home. That's why they're trying to take away the holistic medicine. That's why they're trying to make spirituality. They're going to try to do something with spirituality. That's going to come up too. Don't let people fool you. People trying to run to the Bible and God. Let me tell y'all something. People trying to run to that because they think that that's what's going to create them a home. And they think that that's what's going to create them stability. But see, God keeps saying, my people are stamped. You can't just jump over here. And I mean that in the nicest way. You can't just jump over here. And you damn sure can't just jump over here and start teaching. Who the fuck? What the fuck? And that goes back to the beginning of my live when I told you that so many people are doing things for entertainment and not for information. I love how this reading is coming full circle. I love how this reading is coming full circle. The Emperor. I love how this reading is coming full circle. Are you entertained or are you being informed? Because God keeps saying that. You don't need to be entertained. That's why God is showing his self through people. That's why he's showing himself through them, because of the fact of God isn't taking ownership or responsibility over your personality, because he already knows who you to be. So, early my malfunction, I just laughed or whatever. And then I was like, I know God probably like this. And I heard they gave me a confirmation, because he's not taking ownership or responsibility on who you are, who you truly are. Why would he do that? He already know you do that. He already know. That's why he knows his people are literally stamped. So you are just a representation of him. So your personality, how you act, dress, all that type of things, he don't care. 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 But that's been the illusion that's been broken, that if you decide to make your home out of this home has to be like the 3 little pigs. If you decide to make your house out of straw, then you just make your house out of straw. You won't be able to make a sturdy house out of that. If you decide to make your house out of bricks, you know what I'm saying? Like the devil energy is the wolf. Thank you. The devil energy is the wolf. Blowing shit down. You can't blow bricks down that they're solid. It don't matter if they red bricks, gray bricks, purple bricks, yellow bricks, whatever bricks it is, it's just a sense of stability. I just keep hearing guys say it's all stable. How you would build a home in a more stable foundation. Quit worrying about malfunctions. Malfunctions happen. Sometimes the concrete isn't laid correctly. You just fucking, do it again. I don't know. And you know what else? He keeps saying is it's like 3 times is a charm. 3rd time is a charm. He keeps saying that. He keeps saying 3 times is a charm. 3 times is a charm. I don't know. I just keep hearing 3 times is a charm. I keep hearing that. 3 times is a charm. Oh, shit. Is there a meaning of 3 times is a charm? I mean, I know what it means, but like, y'all know when I be looking up like specific things, like, you know what I mean? Is there the waiting game is in reverse. 3 times is a charm. I don't know, I just keep hearing that. Suffering in silence in reverse. Are the cards upside down? Nope. Balance in reverse. Wait, am I supposed to be taking these in reverse? No, because these are upright. And then look, 3 times is a charm. Look, the hangman, 12-3. The universe, 3. And you know what I've been seeing a lot? 12-21. 12-21. I've been seeing 12-21 a lot. Yeah, balance is in reverse. That's very interesting. I want to know why. Where's the book? Y'all know that TikTok that be like, bend, because I bend, bitch, I bend. I don't know. I keep hearing that. It comes in threes. And didn't I say that shit the other day when I was like, God said things come in threes? It says, this card represents the need for balance and harmony in your inner life, as well as with what's surrounding you in the physical world. This denotes that some lifestyle adjustments are required at this time. It could be associated with love, relationships, business, or even career. The balance card is also being shown to you to make you realize what you perceive to be happening around you is really an externalization of an inner process or conflict that you may be currently experiencing. This card will often appear if you work in the legal field or when you were involved in law-related matters. Have faith that justice will triumph, as justice and karma go hand in hand. Take only what you've earned. Treat people fairly. Don't take advantage of anyone. This is a part of living a balanced karmic life. And y'all remember earlier where I told you that this is the beginning of a new karmic cycle? This is why this is in reverse. When determining something, there must be a state of balance emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that you can make rational decisions and logical judgment. This is a time to be honest and caring and responsible for the choices you've made, as well as the ones that will be made in the future. It's not a bad thing. This not a bad thing. I don't feel like it being in reverse is a bad thing. You know why I say that? It's because you can't balance something. You can't balance something until you actually get some weight on it. Ooh. My nose is itching. You can't balance things until you actually get weight on it. Because if you just turn on the scale, it's just gonna say 0. That's why it's in reverse. Because see, the waiting game is in reverse. The trapped in fear is also in reverse. You can't balance shit you ain't got no weight on it. The base chakra and the wheel of fortune here. And then we had recognition and reward. Then you had sacrifice, which is the hangman. This is a different perspective, right? And then the universe. You can't balance something that don't got no weight on it. And they just keep saying that. And that makes sense. Because if you look at this is 333, the Holy Trinity. You can't calibrate something until it actually comes out of alignment. You know, and somebody had brought that up earlier about being discombobulated. You can't do something until you know what I'm saying? Like you can't align something until it actually goes out of alignment. You can't fix something until it actually needs to be fixed. You can't, you don't, malfunctions aren't like, you don't just create malfunctions. Malfunctions happen. Thank you. Malfunctions happen. See? You can't waste something that starts at 0. The Emperor, again, a material harvest. Ugh, excuse me. Do y'all remember what houses I said? Thank you. Do y'all remember what houses I said for Scorpio season? Do y'all remember those? Was it the 3rd? The 6th and the 8th. The 2nd, the 8th. The 2nd, the 8th, and the 10th. For Scorpio season? We need to work on those? I know the 6th and the 8th. No, the 6th and the 8th wasn't Scorpio season. That was for no. The 6th is for Scorpio season, health. But that was something specific that I told y'all, the 6th house. But for Scorpio season, it had to be the 2nd. It got to be the 2nd, 8th, and the 10th. I don't know. Fuck it. But all I know is you wrote it down? Yeah. You said 11 too. 11 was last season. The 11th was Libra season. The 2nd, 8th, and the 10th, that sound right. I don't know. Yeah, that 2nd, 8th, and 10th sound about right, because that's where there's gonna be harvest. Because authority coming out, this gives me 10th house of Capricorn, because Capricorn, that's what the 10th house rules. There's gonna be harvest around that. Before Scorpio season's up, y'all 10th house is gonna go through a blooming, blossoming. Thank you. Something about y'all 10th house is going to sprout. Ooh. Oh, my nose is itching. Y'all 10th house, something about y'all 10th house is going to sprout. It's just going to, all of a sudden, just going to float. Look, material and spiritual prosperity. I'm telling you, y'all 10th house is about to just sprout. Look at the water. It's about to just... Third house. Look, positive movement forward. Not third house, excuse me. Third eye, sorry. Third eye. That's that 6th sense that I was telling y'all about. And it's funny, look. This activates this. This activating is that 10th house. Something about y'all 10th house. Don't tell me what you got in your 10th house, but go look at what you got in your 10th house, because it's going to literally sprout. You're going to start embodying that energy that you have in there. So whatever you have in your 10th house, I'd go look at some of the qualities, the positive qualities of that zodiac sign, because you're definitely going to sprout. And then I want you to look at what planet you have that zodiac in. Then I want you to look at, if whatever zodiac that is, I want you to look at what zodiac that planet rules. Get back to me with that. Get back to me with that. Get back to me with that. I think you guys are going to find some realizations about yourself. And also, I feel like you're going to find some... How can I say it? Newfound things about yourself. You're going to find newfound things about yourself. Spiritual union. I think some dots are going to connect by the end of the season. Oh, my nose is going crazy. I think a lot of dots are going to be connected by the end of the season on how you proceed with this dice rolling thing. I think I think that is going to help you implement this dice rolling plan. I feel like that. That's good. That's good. I think that's good. So, good qualities and plan is associated with it. Yeah. Yep. What sign it is, what planet you have. Like, if you have that zodiac in a planet, look at that, and then look at what planet that zodiac rules. I think that's going to help a lot of you guys be more like, you're not going to feel so, like, you know what I feel like is? I feel like there's a lot of ideas, or there's a lot of thoughts in everybody's head that's causing them a lot of anxiety. And it's causing them anxiety because it's just like, well, where do I start? Well, where do I begin? And what do I do first? And I just feel like if you break that down, you'll know exactly where to start. You'll know how to start. You'll know where to start. You'll know all of that. It'll literally just fall into place. So, example, and I'm not going to go down the list, but I'm just saying, example. Let's say you have the 10th house in Aquarius. Okay, don't tell me if you have it in Aquarius. I just want to give you this example. Let's say you have the 10th house in Aquarius. Okay, your 10th house in Aquarius is air energy. Okay, let's say you have Aquarius in your Venus. You have Aquarius in your Venus. So you know that the way you take authority will be in a loving, logical manner. That is what's going to create you a lot of dynamic change, sudden change. Because not only are you going to feel it, you're going to have the information behind why you feel the way you do. That's an example, okay? So then when your feminine energy is standing 10 toes down about some information that you truly feel, you know that you're worthy of explaining why you feel that way. And then you know that you probably are the only one that actually thinks like that. Because as an Aquarius, that's the humanitarian. Just think about that. That's an example. Now, y'all's might be different, but I'm just going to use that as an example. That's a very, and then you would know that you would be combining air and earth elements in order for you to proceed with things. So if things are too fiery, too passionate, too action-oriented, you know that you would have to slow down. You know what I mean? If you know that there's too much water in your situation where you're thinking too much of the emotions, I'm telling you, I can feel anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety in the air. People are just anxious over fucking nothing. There's nothing going on. There's nothing wrong with you. Everything is okay. If you just calm the fuck down, you'd realize that there's nothing to be anxious over. And I think because Venus and Mercury and the sun being in Scorpio is causing way more intensity than there actually is. You know, that's a Scorpion trait, to be real fixated on things where they lock their claws on it. And then once they release it, they realize like, oh, I didn't really like you as much as I thought I liked you. Or, you know what, it's not even that worth it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal anymore. Like, I'm totally off of you. You know, I hear Summer Walker off of you, and I'm off of you. And it's crazy because at the beginning of the live, when I got on the first time, Karma by Summer Walker was playing. Devil in Disguise. I'm just here to do my job. I think a lot of you guys are not understanding that energy right now is just here to do its job. Like, there's a lot more ownership of external energies that really you don't need to be taking ownership of. Karma's just here doing its job. Like, things are a devil in disguise. Okay, there's a lot of disguise type of energy, and with Halloween, I'm trying to tell you that mask off, fuck it, mask off. I feel that energy tremendously, where the mask is not being taken off. You know that, what's that TikTok? You ain't a perk 30 or something like that. Yeah, bitch, you cute, but you ain't better than no perk, bitch. That's what I hear in my head. Yeah, bitch, you cute, but you ain't better than no perk, bitch. Pay attention. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's all I had to tell y'all. Oh, hold on. God said get an animal. God said get an animal. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that. Sometimes, you be out and about, you be doing your thing, and then the Lord says, I need you to go talk. Glory to God. Oh, and we get the squirrel. This is probably like 3 weeks in a row that we get the squirrel. Always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun deposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. As I'm telling you that your 10th house as an authoritative figure is coming up. Sis ain't lying when she said every time you see me, I'm going to look more beautiful, more successful than I've ever been. And then you got the dog, friend, loyalty. Earth signs cherish loyalty. Today, I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. One more. I'm just here to do my job. Devil in disguise. Loyalty. Oh, shit. Look, wisdom, the moose. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. Well, that'll do it. Keep your feet grounded on the earth. Capricorn being an earth sign. Interessante. All right, y'all. Things are happening pretty quickly, okay? Things are happening very quickly, all right? The energy is very spicy, okay? I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody pays attention. Things are happening very quickly because, as I said the other day, you have now reached your most stable timeline. You've reached the timeline where you're the most stable. So remember I told y'all that if you was a millionaire 5 years down the road, now you done jump timelines to where you start the idea. If you was married 17 years down, other lifetime, whatever time, the timelines were coming together. You are in your most stable timeline. Regardless if you think you are not, you think you aren't, you are. Think about how aware you are. You're very aware of your circumstances. You're very aware of your surroundings. You're very aware of your environment. You're very aware. With awareness comes growth. So regardless if you think you aren't ready, whatever it is, you are. Think about how aware you are. That's why all this information is very subliminal. We're not being distracted. It literally says, don't let life's distractions. Life's distractions are what the fuck we've been seeing all over the damn internet. They trying to distract you and I'm not trying to say that, they trying to distract you with conspiracy theories, and them ain't even real conspiracy theories. They trying to distract you with people wanting to be, thank you. Let me just tell y'all this, and then I gotta go. You know what I also realized is, since we in the North Node of Taurus, and the inner child has been a theme of the North Node in Taurus, I realized that we got a lot of adults that just want to play show and fucking tell. They just want to bring their weird animal. God told people to bring a book, and people bringing their hamsters to show and tell. God told people to bring their favorite snack, and people is bringing their nasty ass bat, their dirty ass toy. I see a lot of that. And yes, I'm using an analogy about what I see, but that's what I see. It looks like a whole bunch of show and tell. You learn a little bit of the books, and you get into spirituality a little bit. You get into astrology a little bit. You get into this type of environment a little bit. You just get in there a little bit, and all of a sudden you want to be show and tell so fucking bad. You got in the Bible once in your lifetime, and now you want to be showing off the Bible. No. I'm all for people reading the Bible. What I'm not for is you trying to interpret it. Because see, what I can't seem to find is, I can't seem to find your words to the Bible. That one thing about it all gonna add up with me, baby. We can go to the Bible. It say that in the Bible, what I said. That the Bible say that. That ain't my interpretation. That's what the Lord said. A lot of y'all trying to create interpretations of what you said, not what God said, and I don't like that. I don't like the show. I don't care for the show and tell that's been happening. You got into the planets and shit, and all of a sudden you want to start, dissecting people's birth chart and shit. I don't like that. I don't like that. God didn't tell you to bring that to school. I don't like that. And it's going to get worse. The pressure is getting worse. It's getting worse. Because people want to show and tell so bad. And that's a problem. Because people are now trying to create profits out of it. They're trying to make money off of their show and tell. And I beg to differ. I don't like it. I just had to let y'all know that before I go. I don't like that. That don't sit well with my spirit. I'm watching men. I'm all for men getting into spirituality, but like, yeah, everybody got an ebook. Everybody got an e-course. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told God, you know what I'm saying? Just clear it out for a second, and then I'm gonna drop my load. He said, all right, bet. I need the energy to be cleared out a little bit before I step up on the scene and market my shit, because my shit gonna fly anyway. I ain't worried about it. But it's something about that. Something about that is making my stomach hurt. I don't like that. I don't like that. You got these little water bottles. You know what I'm saying? He buy you this one box of pizza. You know, he say he know you big. What's big, sweetie? Like, I feel like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And it's going to get worse. Well, I declare, as my grandma would say, I don't like that. So, my nose is itching. Ooh. Yeah. But that's all I had to say. I'm glad that came full circle, because yes. Yeah. It's about being a service. Are y'all also realizing that? Matter of fact, hold on. I'm about to end this and I'm finna come back so we can gossip. Hold on.